Here is a list of 15 of my favorite kid-approved holiday movies. Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This show is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your 6 to 12-year-old child. Let's jump into today's show. Are you looking for some really fun family holiday movies? Here's 15 that I think are wonderful. Grab an eggnog, a blanket, and get cozy with the family and the kids for these movies. There are times during the holidays when you just want to decompress. I am a huge proponent of family game time. There'll be a link in the notes. However, sometimes just chillin' is exactly what the doctor ordered. Here is a list of 15 of my favorite kid-approved holiday movies. I do want to note there are many great classics and older animated films that I absolutely love. They are not on this list simply because for children who grew up watching amazing graphics or who are used to movies that engage immediately instead of building characters or building a plot, many of the older movies just lose appeal with our younger audiences. So we're going to start with The Nightmare Before Christmas. At first, this kind of feels like a Halloween movie. It is a fun movie where a town of characters who celebrate and specialize in the scary holiday, Halloween, want to experience a heartwarming holiday. They work with what they know, causing laugh-out-loud moments in their attempt to bring Christmas to Halloween Town. 2. Jingle All the Way. This is a hysterical movie about a father who goes to extreme measures to make sure his son gets the toy of the year. The backstory, the dad was so busy, he let it slip to get the toy earlier. It seems he lets a lot slip. While dad goes through many misadventures, he comes to realize he needs to reprioritize. The Polar Express. I do not know that my boys would have fallen in love with this movie if they hadn't experienced it. But they're boys who like things like Jingle All the Way, and they like more action, funny things. And this is much more heartwarming. We in Arizona actually have a Polar Express. Northern Arizona, where you ride the train, you see the North Pole, and you even get a bell at the end. We also read the book. These activities made the movie seem so real that the magic was able to break through their not looking for sentiment hearts. 4. Elf. Buddy is a human who was raised by elves. He heads to New York City during the holidays to meet his bio dad. His impressions are funny about everything he is experiencing. It is Will Ferrell humor, and I say that just so that if you are a parent who likes to be aware of things, Will Ferrell's one of those characters I am always wanting to be aware of. Number 5, The Grinch. You almost always have to watch a Grinch movie of some type during the holidays. There are 3 that I found: the Dr. Seuss original, the 2000 Jim Carrey version, and the 2018 animated rendition. Just like Will Ferrell, I feel that Jim Carrey is another one of those ones that can make kids' movies not so much kids' movies. So you just may want to watch it first. Sometimes to me they have kind of an off-color feel. However, there are a few to choose from, and the story and the message is always really great. So check those out. A Christmas Carol or Scrooge. Just like the Grinch, you almost have to watch a Scrooge during the holidays. There are 72 titles listed under A Christmas Carol. So you could watch one retelling each year for generations. If you're feeling particularly adventurous and want to put a fun remake for the kids in so that they can watch it, have a blue Christmas with the Smurfs Christmas Carol. The Santa Claus, number 7. There are 3 in this series. Tim Allen is Santa. It is laugh out loud funny. Santa's getting older. He wants his family to be able to experience a normal life. It is time to hang up the red suit. He needs to find a perfect replacement, so he sets about doing that. Number 8, Arthur Christmas. Santa is the family business. Arthur's grandpa was Santa, and now his dad is Santa, and eventually it will be up to Arthur to make sure every single child receives their very special present. When they wake up on Christmas Day, Arthur is a little absent-minded and clumsy, but he loves the idea of being Santa. He is double-checking one Christmas Eve after Dad has left and realizes that one girl has been forgotten. Arthur has 2 hours to make sure that that one girl doesn't wake up on Christmas morning feeling forgotten. Number 9, Noel. There seems to be a theme of Christmas Santas retiring. I guess Santa's getting old. Let's face it, it's a hard job and there's a lot of pressure. In this movie, Santa's son has been groomed to take over the family business. However, he decides the present gig is just not for him and walks away from it all. This means that the state of the future Christmas magic and Santa is dependent upon Santa's daughter, Noel. Who knew that he had a daughter? And aren't you curious about what the whole Christmas magic will look like when it's led by a female Santa? Number 10, The Christmas Chronicles. Oh my heck. Okay, so I have to admit this is probably my favorite. Kurt Russell is hysterical. This is also a series of 3. I think of all the Christmas movies, this is one that we watch and we never get tired of. It all starts with a brother and a sister and a video recorder. Events escalate, and the brother and sister have to accompany Santa for his journey of gift giving, and eventually they get in charge of saving Christmas. It's a truly great jailhouse rock performance from Kurt Russell, and that's one of the things I look forward to every time I watch it, with the blue coming in and the lights and grabbing the guitar, and it's a lot of fun. 11, Jingle Jangle. Do your children love musicals? I have to confess I haven't seen this because my children do not love musicals. This is the holiday musical for them, if they do. It's about a toy maker and an inventor, all with pizzazz, energy, and jazz hands. 12, Claus. How did Santa ever begin? This is a lot of fun. I like this movie. Why on earth did someone ever start giving presents to every single child in the world? These are good questions. This is a fun story about a postman who failed postman school, and he was sent to the North Pole. 13, A Year Without Santa Claus. This is probably the oldest movie on the list. I chose it because it was different than the others. Santa gets a cold, and his doctor recommends that he rests instead of delivering gifts. Mrs. Claus advises against it. There is talk that people no longer believe in Santa. Mrs. Claus enlists the help of 2 elves and Vixen to prove to Santa that people really do still believe in him. 14, I'm doing a deep breath because Jack Frost I love, and it has a fabulous message, but it's also kind of a heavy movie if you really think about it. Jack is the dad. He's a singer and a musician in a band, and he focuses so much on the success of his music, he really does neglect his family. Winter comes, and he builds a snowman with his son, and he gives his son his favorite harmonica, telling him it is magic, and if he plays it, his son plays it, it will call him to his side wherever he is at. Well, Jack dies in a car crash that winter. A year later, Charlie, the son, is remembering his dad as he builds a snowman. He pulls out the harmonica, plays, and the snowman becomes his dad. So the 2, father and son, get to spend some quality time together that they never had while Jack was alive. So you see what I mean? It's kind of like one of those, the dad really messes up, the dad dies, it's super sad, but then you have to wonder what happens when the snowman melts. But it is a really, really good story for your kiddo if your kiddo can handle that kind of thing, or if your kiddo is just not an overthinker. I'm kind of an overthinker. 15, A Boy Called Christmas. Another one that is completely different. So 2 children are watched by their aunt, which they really aren't excited about. Life gets a little better when the Aunt Ruth, starts telling them a story about the origins of Santa Claus. She tells a story of a king in Finland who demanded the villagers set out to find something that would bring hope back to the land. And there's a boy that sets out and he finds hope that saves the village. I really, really liked this one because it's completely different than all the other ones. Christmas movies are a staple during the holiday season. There are plenty of family-friendly ones to choose from, whether you're looking for laugh-out-loud funny, heartwarming, or one with good-feeling life lessons. This holiday season, get into those matching PJs, break out the Chex Mix, and eggnog. You can tell those are like my favorites. And enjoy. The movie quote, "Isn't there anyone out there who can tell me what Christmas is all about?" Charlie Brown. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode. And for that, I want to send you a huge thank you. Please leave me a comment or review and share with other moms you know. Get in touch in the comments or on Kara's social media networks. See you next week for a new episode.